laws, kind of like physical law, like physics, like Newtonian laws and physics and stuff. Like laws can sometimes be bent, sometimes they can be broken. So it's kind of a weird term, but essentially the law is generally true. Okay, the definition of the law of demand is that when prices go down, quantity is how many demanded increases. And when prices go up, quantity, how many demanded decreases. You guys might have heard like the two Q's, quantity and quality. Quality is like how good is it? Quantity is how much of it is there. If all things being equal, the price goes up, fewer people will demand it because of the second part of the definition, which is you have the means to get it. Okay. Coffee goes from $3 a cup to $20 a cup. People will be priced out. They go, I'm not going to buy coffee. Now, they might be able to, but they don't have the willingness anymore. It's like, yeah, I can afford a $20 cup of coffee. I don't want it for 20 bucks. So less people. But if it goes from $3 to $1, I'll get a second one and I'll buy more. So the quantity, how many of a product is demanded based on the definition, goes up as the price decreases. It has an inverse relationship. As the quality, I'm sorry, the quantity, the price goes down, the quantity goes up. As the price goes up, the quantity goes down. How many is demanded? Makes sense? This like a lot of this stuff should be like, oh yeah, now you put it that way, that's common sense. Because you guys are living in the world. So a lot of stuff that I'll say that is actually quite complex, I'm gonna, to the best of my ability, make it so it seems very simple. Okay. A lot of teachers, a lot of professors, take complicated things and just explain them in a complicated way. It's like, what's the point? My goal is to take complicated things and explain it in a simple way. I think it's a lot better. Einstein said, if you can, if you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, that you don't understand it. So I think it's important to be able to explain it to a 6-year-old. Now, does this law always apply? Good question. Can you think of an item that all things equal? So it doesn't, it's not like all of a sudden becomes more popular or something. All things being equal, the only thing that changes is the price. The price goes up and more people want it, or the price goes down and less people want it. Because the law of demand says the price goes up, less people will demand it. The price goes down, more people will demand it. Can you think of anything where that's the opposite?
Probably
iPhones?
like exotic car collectors.
Okay, I'll get to both of those. Okay, iPhones. The price of an iPhone goes up and more people want it. Compare the price of an iPhone goes down and less people want it. Do you think if the price of the iPhone goes down, less people will buy an iPhone or more? Price of the iPhone goes up. Are people going to go, well, I'm not going to be able to afford it now, so I'm not going to get one?
No, I think they want it because it's an iPhone. So
Right.
they're like, oh, more expensive, probably better.
So X number of people. Okay, so there could be an assumption that if it goes up, then more people want it. Maybe. Cooper, you said exotic cars, right? The price of an exotic car goes up, more people will want it compared to less. Want it and
And
be
then
able to buy it because the
and
people
then
who are
there's
buying
people
exotic cars
like
are already
me.
super rich, maybe? Huh?
And then there's people like me. Like if I saw a Corvette for $10,000, I'm buying that.
Okay. But if you saw a Corvette for the same Corvette for $20,000, $30,000, $200,000, are you more or less likely to buy that car?
I'd be less likely
Less likely.
because I
Because it's
budget.
more reasonable.
Yeah, it's more obtainable, reasonable, whatever it is. So you guys, your thinking is on the right track. I don't know if your examples are, they might be, they might not. iPhone maybe, exotic cars maybe, but there's something called Giffen goods. This is a weird economic term that not many people even know about. It's called Veblen goods. This is the snob appeal. Okay, I used to work right up the street from this clothing manufacturer called Supreme. It was like a skate shop you might have heard of. But like the original Supreme building was like a walk from my old school. So I used to pass all the time. There'd be these lines out the door to buy Supreme stuff. They had like a Supreme brick. Literally, it was a brick that said Supreme on it. And it was like, I don't know, $1,000. It was really weird. This is a Jackson Pollock painting. Jackson Pollock. Okay, it just splatters. This is the most expensive painting ever sold. I need my key. Yeah, it's on the desk. Yeah, it's in the kitchen. Um, the wine. Okay, if you want to go to like gift someone something, so you go to their house. Let's say you're dating someone and you want to like impress their parents. So you go, all right, I'm gonna bring a bottle of wine. Okay, the cheapest ones are at the bottom, and the most expensive are at the top. Right? You might go like, well, I'll get something kind of in the middle. You don't want to get the cheapest, but you can't afford the top. But if your goal is to really impress them and you know nothing about wine, you go, well, this wine bottle is $300. I'm going to get that. Because you hand them over the bottle, and what's the first thing they do? They might go like, how much do they want to impress me? I'm going to chat GPT, take a picture. How much is this wine? Like fancy watches. There are watches that are millions of dollars. And if the same watch becomes more expensive, the same exact watch becomes more expensive, then people go, wait a second, is that really ridiculously overpriced watch that I've seen on TikTok? It has value because it is absurdly expensive. Harry, Addie, you know what this is? This purse right here? Have you ever seen this before?
Yeah,
What's it called?
broken.
A Birkin bag. Cooper, do you know that? No. Jack's like, I don't know what you're talking about. No. My wife does. Okay. This is like, I don't know, this is like the holy grail of purses, apparently, or something. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Ladies, you can correct me. But it's by a company called Hermes, but Bo, Isaac, and I, Grace would probably be like Hermes. You know what I mean? So it's an Hermes Birkin bag. How much do they go for? It's
The original one sold for $83 million.
jeez. Yeah, it's a purse. So like you could technically put your stuff in like a plastic grocery bag. You know what I mean? But it's like I think a new one's probably like, I don't know, 30, $40,000, and they go all up to millions of dollars for a purse. Now, if you had that purse, I would go, that's a purse. But the people that know, okay, my wife does that sometimes. She like nudges me. She's like, oh, you see that woman's purse? That's like $40,000. I was like, $40,000? Buy like a classic Corvette for that. What are you crazy about? What? But why not just get a fake one? Fake ones do the same thing. You buy it on Canal Street in New York City for $50. What are you doing? Okay. The whole point, like, I love cars. We're gonna talk about cars. I love cars. You buy a Bugatti, you're Andrew Tate. I got a Bugatti. I woke up in a new Bugatti. Like, what is that about? Do people really know the engineering behind Bugattis? No. They want a Bugatti because they want to be seen driving something absurdly expensive. That's the reason. Why are you buying that car? Literally, the reason why I'm buying it is because it's expensive. And the more expensive it gets, the more it's in demand. It doesn't make logical sense why the same car, the same bag, the same bottle of wine, the same painting, the same sweatshirt, the same watch, whatever it is, the same exact thing goes up in price and more people want it. It defies the law of demand because laws are logical. Okay, this is the best way I explain it. I think this is pretty solid. Laws are logical. This is illogical, but we're human beings and we're not logical creatures. We are emotional creatures. And that's why this is a good example of why economics is taught in a social psychology class or social science class, and I'm the teacher and not a math class and taught by a math person. Because this brings in like human elements of status. Okay. Like if you're just a bummy kid, you're a 16-year-old kid, whatever, and you're trying to like show off on Instagram or whatever it is, and you get a $30,000 purse, or you get a $50,000 watch, or you get whatever, a $300 baseball hat, it ups your status because you can waste money on something like that. That's literally what it is. It's interesting. We're not going to focus on these because these are anomalies. They're anomalies that play into human like emotion, not logic. And a lot of economics is going to be logical. Any question about this? I think this is super interesting because I was actually teaching economics for a long time on this, and I was passing Supreme every day on the way to teach economics about the law of demand. I was like, wait a second, their prices are going up and the line's getting longer. That flies in the face of everything I'm teaching in demand about demand in my economics class. So I did a little research and I learned about Giffen goods. It's called Veblen goods. It's interesting. Okay, and for those of us that are like not very emotional and super logical, we're like, these people are idiots. They're not. You're an idiot about something too. I'm an idiot about many, many, many things. Okay. Idiot just means that you're manipulated by emotion, which I talked about even last class. Talk about that all the time. Okay. So the Giffen goods, Zeppelin goods, yes, it goes to a point and then it goes back. The curve goes back where all of a sudden what that means is like there's a point where it gets too expensive. I don't know what that point is. You said a bag went for 83 million. Okay, that's clearly like an investment, like you're buying art. But there's a point where the bottle of wine gets so expensive, people can't afford it. Even rich people can't afford it. Or a watch gets so expensive that only like, Kevin O'Leary on Shark Tank can afford it. Like whatever. Like it does get to that point. Eventually, there is a point. There's a point where it gets too expensive. We just don't necessarily always know what that point is.